First forensic confirmation of Paragon's iOS mercenary spyware finds journalists targeted. On April 29, 2025, a select group of iOS users were notified by Apple that they were targeted with advanced spyware. Among the group were two journalists that consented for the technical analysis of their cases. The key findings from our forensic analysis of their devices are summarized below. There is evidence confirming with high confidence that both a prominent European journalist who requested anonymity and Italian journalist, I want to say Ciro Pellegrino, were targeted with Paragon's graphite mercenary spyware. We identify an indicator linking both cases to the same Paragon operator. Apple confirms to us that the zero-click attack deployed in these cases was mitigated as of iOS 18.3.1 and has a CVE vulnerability. All right. That's kind of like the intro. Here is the brief of it, because we're not going to read it all. Essentially, there were three total journalists in Europe who were targeted with a zero-click, which means a non-interactive spyware that was sent to their iOS devices. And because their iOS devices were either not the most up-to-date or maybe the patch didn't exist at the time, the spyware was used to keep track of what these journalists were doing, what articles they were working on, anything that was on their phone. I think it seems like only two. I thought it was three for some reason, but it's only two. Now, this is a little bit scary, and maybe not scary exactly, but it's questionable. Let's put it that way. This is questionable. Why is it questionable? What is Paragon? So Paragon Software, company that develops a variety of tools, right? They do Windows Server, Microsoft NTS, etc., etc. It's a German company, develops hard drive management, low-level file system drivers, etc. That's one. Now, what they have been known to do, right? So what Paragon has been known to do, they've been known to work with government agencies. So this is why this article talks about reaching out to the Italian Department of Security Intelligence, because Paragon and has some, let's say, they've been in bed with governmental agencies in the past. Some of these governmental agencies have publicly turned down offers by Paragon or have simply just not gone ahead with offers extended from the government to Paragon to work together. But in some cases, they do. And they're not just targeting Android or iOS, by the way, they're also targeting Android. Now, this is the thing. This is kind of the groundwork, right? The groundwork is finding articles like this and covering them, which starts to build up a bit of a background narrative. And the background narrative is that it doesn't matter who you are, and it doesn't matter which government you support or don't support. You cannot be so naive as to think that this kind of stuff is not employed and used by governments everywhere. They absolutely do this to each other all the time. All the time. And they work with, let's say, less than ethical companies that have this capability of watching what you do and watching journalists for nefarious reasons, or watching other people who are involved in different capacities in life that you'd want to know what they're up to, and it gives more information, which is equatable to power in some cases to these governments. So that's kind of where I'm trying to go with this, but I'm trying to build up these articles. We're going to start looking at more and more of them to see how these things are being used by much bigger entities than just tech sucks, and these are the decisions being made in tech.